Which servant of God was the worst lawbreaker in the Bible? Moses. He broke all 10 commandments at once. Welcome to God Over Country. My name is Sammy. Today I need to correct a common phrase going around to the youth and non-believers. The Bible isn't relevant today. Oh, how wrong you are. Stay tuned to find out why. The Bible isn't relevant today. God Over Country with key reasons as to why the Bible is still as relevant today as when it was written. But first, who was the greatest babysitter in the Bible? David. He rocked Goliath to sleep, then cut his head off with his own sword, might I add. Epic mic drop. Without further ado, the Bible is full of insight into the human condition that is true today as when it was written. The Bible contains historical and geographical details that not even historians or archaeologists come close to even rendering it false. Amazingly, discoveries continue to validate facts that the Bible once thought to be wrong by secular scholars. The God's dead theology movement has died for one simple reason. You cannot disprove the existence of God. God is everything. God is everywhere. God is all-knowing. Who can compete with that? Now on to what you've been waiting for. Besides telling you the same old lame excuses that most Christians will tell you, allow me to link modern issues with biblical text. Matthew 12:25. Jesus knew their thoughts and said to them, "Every kingdom divided against itself will be ruined, and every city or household divided against itself will not stand." Now imagine how I can compare that today. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Second Theologians 3:10. For even when we were with you, we gave you this rule: the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat. The Apostle Paul wrote this to the church at Thessalonica. Now he isn't wrong today. Simply put, if you can work but are unwilling to work, then you don't eat or get assistance. Proper hygiene to fight bacteria. Leviticus 15:13. When a man cleansed from his discharge, he is to count 7 days off of his ceremonial cleansing. He must wash his clothes and bathe himself with fresh water. Then he will be clean. The Bible states that we need to wash with clean water and distance ourselves for a time to fight the spread of disease. Modern medicine didn't learn this about bacteria until 1846, Vienna, Austria, when the death rate amongst women giving birth was a staggering 30%. The reason they found that was the doctors did not wash their hands before going patient to patient. Germ theory was not yet understood, but the Bible spelled it out for them if they were just to read it. Quarantine the sick. Leviticus 13:46. 1. The one with leprosy, as long as they have the disease, they remain unclean. They must live alone. They must live outside the camp. It was not until the 17th century that the germ theory of disease and practice was developed. Bubonic plague killed off 40 to 60% of the European population. But if they just read the Bible, the answer would be right there in black and white for 2,000 years and counting. Information of the blood. Leviticus 17:11. For the life of a creature is in the blood, and I have given it to you to make atonement for yourself at the altar. It is the blood that makes atonement for one's life. Hebrews 9:22. In fact, the law requires that nearly everything be cleansed with blood, and without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness. George Washington died at the hands of his doctors from letting them drain 40% of his blood out of his body prior to his death. Blood is how oxygen, hormones, and nutrients get to the cells of our body. Contrary to this practice, blood fusions are given to strengthen people. Where was the first tennis match mentioned in the Bible? When Joseph served in Pharaoh's court. Jesus is the Word, and the Word never changes. Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever. Jesus is the Word in the beginning. John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. The Word was God. These verses are evidence that Jesus was with God in the beginning in the New Testament. Use your testimony. The best way to make God's Word relevant to unbelievers is live it in front of them. God gives us all of our own story to tell our testimony. So no matter how big or small it may be, it isn't really your testimony to keep to yourself. That develops into what I call pride. So use your testimony and share it with the world so you can grow and help others grow with you.